Welcome. Projects and their success is likely something that's on your mind if you're a CIO or a senior manager with responsibility for CRM. There are a lot of balls to keep in the air, and if any one of them falls, it can be your neck that's on the block. Here we see the main considerations that you need to stay abreast of if you are responsible for a CRM project. If I asked you about the types of projects that you could use in a CRM project, what would you say? Typically, when I talk to people about this, they will mention agile and waterfall. They may also mention greenfield and an upgrade or even a renovation project. Additionally, they may talk about budget considerations, whether it's fixed price or a time and materials project. They will have considered whether they're going on-prem or in the cloud. They will have considered timelines. They will have considered where to get resources from. They've probably also thought about whether they have to or they ought to put a tender out for this project. Hello and welcome. I'm Jill Walker. I'm the creator of Success RM, your blueprint for CRM success. I've been working with Microsoft CRM, Microsoft Dynamics 365 and more recently Power Platform for over 2 decades. I first cut my teeth on Microsoft CRM version 1.0 beta, and I've worked with every version since then. On the way, I have picked up an award or two. I've helped dozens, perhaps even hundreds of organisations, large organisations, small organisations, and everything in between. I've helped not-for-profits and for-profits. I've worked for government organisations. Every project has been unique, and I've learned something from each of those projects. In these videos and elsewhere, I will share some of those learnings with you. Believe it or not, there are 10 different types of project that you could use to achieve success with your CRM project. And in this video, I'm going to introduce each of them to you and give you some tips about how you might boost your chances of success. These images represent those 10 different types of project. The 10 different project types are pilot, lift and shift, transformation, drive-by, small cog, organic growth, simple, complex, decoupled and rescued. In the remainder of this video, I will introduce you to those 10 project types and show you how you can make them a success for your CRM project. The pilot project. Just like this pilot boat guiding a much bigger ship out of Sydney Harbour, a pilot project acts as a guide for how Microsoft Dynamics 365 or Power Platform will work for your organisation. A pilot project is usually an easy decision. Get proof that Microsoft Dynamics 365 is a fit for your requirements before you invest in a full-blown project. Even though a pilot project is a guide, it doesn't mean, as in the old days, that everything that you create as part of that pilot project will be thrown out. In fact, in most instances, you will keep a fair bit of it. But the project itself is quite small and is contained. Even though the project is small, you are still well advised to do a thorough scoping workshop and make sure that the resources on the project know the functionality of Microsoft Dynamics 365. A lift and shift project is one where you take the functionality that you've got in whatever system you've got and just take the whole lot across to Microsoft Dynamics 365. To make a lift and shift work for you, the key tip that I would give you is to work with the functionality of Microsoft Dynamics 365 and don't force it to your old way of doing things. Like the caterpillar becoming a butterfly over a period of few weeks, the transformation from as is to future state project is a major undertaking. It's usually an organisation-wide, or at least several departments, move from one technology to another technology. If this is the way that you're going, the 3 tips that I would give you are: break the project down into several smaller projects. Do a high-level scoping and also a scoping for each of those sub-projects or phases. Make sure that your project manager is experienced in Dynamics 365 projects and the functionality. A drive-by project is probably not one that you voluntarily want to get involved in. Unfortunately, they do still happen. A drive-by project is when an external vendor has come in, has scoped out a certain amount, priced it up, and they don't want to do a skerrick more than they've outlined. In other words, they want to get in, drive by, and get out as fast as possible. If you cannot avoid a drive-by project, my key tip would be to make sure that you have some internal resources that are very skilled in Dynamics 365 and who therefore will prevent the vendor who's trying to do a drive-by project on you from leading you up the garden path. The small cog project is where you have a small discrete group of users or a small business unit, and you move that group or group of users to Microsoft Dynamics 365 independently of the rest of the organisation. When a small cog project goes well, the users in this discrete group often end up acting as advocates for the remainder of a bigger project that follows. Organic growth is the one that is probably most common, and that is a project where there is minimal overall planning and the organisation just gradually moves with a bit of change here and a bit of change there until overall the project is deemed to be finished. Tips for success for this type of project is that you have a Dynamics 365 product owner in place. This person may also be the project manager. If you can organise that, you're off to a good start. If not, they will work very closely with a project manager. The simple upgrade is a very simple project. When this is the way you want to go, you're going to keep your functionality very close to out of the box. You'll almost certainly do some configuration, but I would highly recommend that this project type does not fit with a scope that requires a lot of customization or code. The complex upgrade is almost exactly the opposite of the simple, and this is the one that you are likely to end up using if your CRM functionality has a lot of integration to other software, other data, perhaps an ERP system, financials, website, manufacturing products, a whole range of other things that need to share data with CRM. The decoupled project is nowadays likely to be a Power Platform or Power Apps project where you are using the power of Dataverse and maybe some of the inbuilt apps, but in this project you are building an app from scratch. It may well be taking over from a previous .NET or other application, but it is probably not using the standard Microsoft Dynamics 365 sales, customer service, marketing or field service. And my big tip with a decoupled project is, first of all, scoping. So make sure that you really do need to go with a decoupled or a Power Apps project. And secondly, make sure that the people doing the development have had all the relevant training. And the final type of project is another one that you don't want to get involved with if you can possibly help it. This is a rescue project, and a rescue project comes about when a previous project has gone horribly wrong and needs to be rescued and brought back to deliver the results that the organisation, the stakeholders and probably you were expecting. If you are doing a greenfield project, i.e. this is a new deployment of Microsoft Dynamics 365, you will find yourself doing one of these 6 project types: a pilot, lift and shift, as is to be transformation, drive-by, small cogwheel, or a decoupled Dynamics 365 or Power Platform project. If you find yourself doing an upgrade project, whether that's a functional or a technical upgrade, you've got some different options. Again, you might be doing an as is to be transformation, small cog, organic growth, simple upgrade, complex upgrade, decoupled, or maybe, if you're unlucky, a rescue project. I hope that this video introducing those 10 project types, which are rarely talked about overtly, has been useful. Please do get in touch with me. I'd love to connect with you on LinkedIn, and of course, if I can help you, I'd love to talk to you.